Do you ever feel like your emotions have too much power over you? One moment, you're at peace, and the next, anger, fear, or frustration takes over, leaving you feeling lost and out of control. Uncontrolled emotions are one of the biggest obstacles to inner peace. When we let emotions dictate our actions and thoughts, they cloud our judgment, create suffering, and keep us trapped in cycles of stress and negativity. But Buddhism teaches that peace is always within our reach. We just need to learn how to master our emotions instead of being ruled by them. In this video, we'll explore why unchecked emotions can become the enemy of inner peace and, more importantly, how to overcome them using powerful Buddhist wisdom. You'll learn practical techniques to regain control, calm your mind, and cultivate emotional balance. By the end of this video, you'll understand why emotions feel so overwhelming, the Buddhist perspective on emotional suffering, how mindfulness can help you break free from emotional turmoil, practical steps to stay calm, even in difficult moments. If you're ready to free yourself from emotional chaos and unlock true serenity, keep watching. Let's dive in.
Emotions and inner peace. Emotions are a natural part of being human. They allow us to experience joy, love, sadness, and even pain. However, when emotions go unchecked, they can easily become overwhelming, leading to stress, suffering, and a loss of inner peace. According to Buddhist teachings, uncontrolled emotions, such as anger, fear, and attachment, are among the greatest obstacles to achieving a calm and balanced mind. If we do not learn to manage them wisely, they can control our thoughts, actions, and overall well-being. The nature of emotions in Buddhism. Buddhism does not view emotions as inherently good or bad. Instead, emotions are seen as temporary mental states that arise due to external circumstances and internal conditioning. The problem is not emotions themselves, but our attachment to them. When we cling to positive emotions or resist negative ones, we create suffering. For example, imagine feeling deep joy when things go well. However, when circumstances change, when a loved one disappoints us, when we lose something valuable, or when life doesn't go as planned, suffering arises. This suffering does not come from the event itself but from our emotional reactions to it. Buddhism teaches that emotions, like all things, are impermanent. They come and go, just like waves in the ocean. When we understand this, we can observe emotions without becoming overwhelmed by them. How uncontrolled emotions destroy inner peace. When emotions are not managed, they create mental agitation. Anger, for example, fuels resentment and clouds judgment. Fear paralyzes us and prevents us from seeing reality clearly. Attachment leads to anxiety because we are afraid of losing what we cherish. These emotions disturb the mind, making it impossible to experience true peace. According to Buddhist philosophy, suffering, dukkha, arises from craving and aversion. Craving occurs when we desperately hold on to positive emotions, and aversion happens when we resist or suppress negative emotions. Both reactions trap us in cycles of emotional turmoil. One of the key teachings in Buddhism is that peace does not come from controlling external events but from mastering our inner world. If we are constantly swayed by emotions, we become prisoners of our own mind. True liberation comes from understanding and transforming emotions, not being ruled by them. Mindfulness, the key to emotional balance. Mindfulness, sati, is a powerful tool in managing emotions. It teaches us to observe our feelings without judgment, allowing us to respond rather than react. When practiced consistently, mindfulness helps us recognize emotions as they arise, giving us the space to choose how to deal with them. Here are some ways mindfulness helps restore emotional balance. Recognizing emotions without attachment. Instead of identifying with emotions, e.g., I am angry, we learn to see them as temporary experiences. There is anger in me right now. This simple shift reduces their intensity. Creating space between stimulus and response. Instead of reacting impulsively, we pause, breathe, and make conscious choices. Breaking free from emotional patterns. mindfulness reveals habitual emotional responses, allowing us to break free from destructive cycles. Practical steps to cultivate inner peace. To overcome emotional suffering and find inner peace, Buddhist wisdom offers practical steps. Practice meditation, vipassana and metta. Vipassana, insight meditation, helps us observe emotions without attachment. Metta, loving-kindness meditation, cultivates compassion, reducing anger and resentment. Let go of attachment and aversion. Recognize that emotions are fleeting and do not define us. Avoid suppressing or clinging to emotions, observe and let them pass naturally. Apply right view and right mindfulness. The Buddhist concept of right view reminds us that suffering comes from within, not from external situations. Practicing right mindfulness helps us stay present and aware of our emotions without being consumed by them. Develop equanimity, upekkha. Equanimity is the ability to remain calm, regardless of external events. It is cultivated through consistent mindfulness and wisdom. Live with compassion and wisdom. Understanding that everyone experiences emotional struggles helps us develop patience and empathy. Wisdom allows us to see beyond temporary emotional states, leading to a more peaceful life. Uncontrolled emotions can be one of the greatest threats to inner peace, but through mindfulness and Buddhist wisdom, we can regain control and cultivate a sense of calm. By observing emotions without attachment, practicing meditation, and embracing the impermanence of all feelings, we free ourselves from suffering. Peace is not about eliminating emotions but about understanding and transforming them. When we learn to master our inner world, no external event can disturb our serenity. The journey to emotional balance is not always easy, but with practice and awareness, true inner peace is within reach. The root causes of uncontrolled emotions. Uncontrolled emotions can create suffering, disrupt inner peace, and lead to impulsive decisions that we later regret. But where do these emotions come from? According to Buddhist teachings, the three root causes of emotional turmoil are greed, lobha, anger, dosa, and ignorance, moha, known as the three poisons, or three unwholesome roots. These mental afflictions fuel our desires, conflicts, and misunderstandings, trapping us in cycles of emotional distress. By understanding these three causes, we can learn how to overcome emotional suffering and cultivate lasting inner peace. 1. Greed, lobha, the endless craving. Greed is more than just a desire for material wealth, it is the constant craving for pleasure, success, validation, or control. In Buddhism, greed is considered one of the most powerful forces that drive human behavior. When we want something desperately, we attach our happiness to it. But because nothing is permanent, this attachment leads to suffering when we don't get what we want, or when we fear losing it. How greed leads to emotional imbalance. Unrealistic expectations. We believe that acquiring more will bring happiness, but once we obtain something, the satisfaction fades, and we crave more. Jealousy and envy. When others have what we desire, greed turns into resentment, making us feel inadequate. Fear of loss. The more we cling to things, money, relationships, reputation, the more we suffer from anxiety, fearing they will slip away. Overcoming greed through Buddhist wisdom. Buddhism teaches that contentment and gratitude are antidotes to greed. Instead of chasing external validation, we can practice mindfulness, sati, to recognize cravings as they arise. Embrace impermanence, anicca, by accepting that nothing lasts forever. Cultivate generosity, dana, to shift our focus from taking to giving. When we let go of excessive craving, we free ourselves from emotional suffering and discover a deeper sense of fulfillment. 2. Anger, dosa, the fire of resentment. Anger is a destructive force that clouds judgment, fuels hatred, and distances us from inner peace. Whether it manifests as frustration, resentment, or rage, anger is often a reaction to feeling wronged, misunderstood, or powerless. While anger itself is a natural emotion, uncontrolled anger becomes a poison that leads to conflict and suffering. It disturbs not only our own well-being but also the relationships around us. How anger destroys inner peace. Impulsive reactions. When anger takes over, we say and do things we later regret. Increased stress and anxiety. Holding on to resentment keeps our minds in a state of tension. Damaged relationships. Anger can create distance and destroy trust between loved ones. Transforming anger with Buddhist teachings. Buddhism teaches that anger can be overcome through understanding and compassion. Mindful breathing, anapanasati. When anger arises, pause and take deep breaths to regain control. Loving-kindness meditation, metta-bhavana, practicing compassion toward others, even those who wrong us, helps dissolve anger. Seeing through the illusion of self, anatta, recognizing that anger is not truly ours, helps us detach from it. By replacing anger with patience and understanding, we create space for peace and wisdom in our lives. 3. Ignorance, moha, the illusion of the mind. Ignorance is the inability to see reality clearly. It is the root of both greed and anger because it prevents us from understanding the true nature of life. When we are ignorant of impermanence, interdependence, and the causes of suffering, we make decisions based on illusion rather than wisdom. How ignorance leads to emotional chaos. Misunderstanding ourselves and others, we react to situations based on false assumptions, leading to unnecessary conflict. Clinging to illusions, we believe that external things can provide lasting happiness, which leads to disappointment. Fear of the unknown, uncertainty creates anxiety when we do not understand the transient nature of life. Overcoming ignorance through awareness. The path to wisdom begins with self-awareness and right understanding, samadhi. Study the Dharma, Buddhist teachings, to gain insight into the nature of suffering. Practice mindfulness, vipassana meditation, to observe thoughts without judgment. Seek truth over assumptions by questioning our beliefs and perceptions. When we replace ignorance with wisdom, we see emotions for what they truly are, temporary mental states that do not define us. Breaking free from emotional suffering. The three poisons, greed, anger, and ignorance, are the main causes of uncontrolled emotions. But by applying Buddhist wisdom, we can free ourselves from their grip. Replace greed with contentment, appreciate what you have instead of always wanting more. Transform anger into compassion, learn to let go of resentment and practice patience. Turn ignorance into wisdom, seek truth, question your assumptions, and stay mindful. By recognizing and overcoming these root causes, we can break free from emotional suffering and cultivate lasting inner peace. The mind, when trained with mindfulness and wisdom, becomes a place of clarity and serenity, untouched by the storms of uncontrolled emotions. True peace is not found in external circumstances but in mastering our inner world. When we understand the causes of emotional turmoil, we gain the power to transform them and live with greater freedom and joy. The path to controlling emotions, embracing the Noble Eightfold Path. Do you ever feel overwhelmed by your emotions, as if they control you instead of serving you? In a fast-paced world full of stress and uncertainty, achieving inner peace can seem like an elusive dream. However, Buddhist teachings offer a timeless solution through the Noble Eightfold Path, a practical, step-by-step guide to managing emotions and cultivating a balanced, serene mind. This ancient wisdom teaches us that emotional control is not about suppression, but about understanding, transforming, and ultimately transcending our inner turmoil. At the heart of Buddhist philosophy lies the idea that suffering originates from our own attachments and aversions. When we allow emotions such as anger, greed, or confusion to rule our minds, we create a cycle of discomfort and conflict. The Noble Eightfold Path, comprising right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration, provides us with the tools necessary for emotional regulation and spiritual growth. By integrating these principles into our daily lives, we not only learn to control our emotions but also pave the way to lasting inner peace and enlightenment. Right view, understanding reality. The first step on this journey is cultivating the right view. This means developing a clear and accurate understanding of the nature of reality. According to Buddhist teachings, recognizing the impermanent and interconnected nature of all things is essential. When you see that emotions are fleeting and conditioned by external events, you begin to detach from their grip. With this insight, you learn that your current emotional state does not define you permanently. Embracing the concept of impermanence, anicca, helps you to remain calm and accepting, even amidst emotional upheavals. Right intention, setting a positive mindset. Once you have cultivated the right view, the next step is developing the right intention. This means setting your mind on thoughts of compassion, love, and non-attachment. Right intention encourages you to replace negative emotions with positive ones by aligning your mental energy with goals of kindness and understanding. When you commit to nurturing a positive outlook, you empower yourself to break free from the destructive patterns of anger, resentment, or jealousy. This transformation is essential for effective emotional control, as it lays the groundwork for a healthier, more balanced life. Right speech, communicating with clarity and kindness. Our emotions often manifest in the way we communicate. Right speech, one of the key components of the Noble Eightfold Path, teaches us to speak truthfully, kindly, and mindfully. When you practice right speech, you become aware of the power of your words to either inflame or soothe emotional tension. By avoiding gossip, harsh criticism, and idle chatter, you help to foster an environment of understanding and respect. This mindful approach to communication not only improves your relationships but also reinforces your commitment to inner peace. Right action, living with integrity. Right action involves engaging in ethical and wholesome behaviors that reflect your inner values. In the context of controlling emotions, this means acting in ways that are beneficial and non-harming. When your actions align with your moral beliefs, you reduce internal conflicts and create a harmonious inner environment. This integrity builds self-trust and confidence, making it easier to manage emotional responses in challenging situations. By choosing actions that promote well-being, you support your journey toward emotional stability and inner tranquility. Right livelihood, earning with purpose. The way we earn a living can greatly affect our emotional state. Right livelihood encourages you to pursue work that does not inflict harm on others or conflict with your spiritual values. By engaging in honest, meaningful work, you create a sense of purpose and satisfaction that counters the stress and negativity often found in our modern careers. A career aligned with ethical principles fosters inner peace, as it reduces the likelihood of internal moral conflicts and helps maintain balance between professional and personal life. Right effort, cultivating consistency and discipline. Right effort is about diligently cultivating positive mental states while letting go of harmful ones. This involves the continuous practice of self-discipline and mindfulness to transform your inner landscape. By committing to daily practices such as meditation, reflection, and self-improvement, you gradually build resilience against emotional disturbances. Consistent effort in recognizing and reframing negative thoughts can lead to lasting changes, empowering you to face life's challenges with calm determination and strength. Right mindfulness, staying present and aware. Perhaps one of the most powerful tools for controlling emotions is mindfulness. Right mindfulness teaches you to remain present and fully aware of your thoughts, feelings, and sensations without judgment. This practice allows you to observe your emotions as they arise, understand their triggers, and choose a measured response rather than an impulsive reaction. Mindfulness meditation, a cornerstone of Buddhist practice, cultivates a clear, focused mind and nurtures an inner state of peace. By being fully present, you become better equipped to manage stress and navigate emotional challenges. Right concentration, achieving mental clarity. The final component, right concentration, is about cultivating a deep state of mental focus through meditation. This practice not only calms the mind but also enhances your ability to see beyond the surface of your emotions. With improved concentration, you gain greater control over your thoughts and develop the capacity to maintain inner stability even in turbulent situations. Regular meditation strengthens your mental clarity, making it easier to harness your emotions in a constructive way and ultimately guiding you toward enlightenment. Practicing emotional control in daily life, embracing meditation, loving kindness, and responsible living. In today's fast-paced world, maintaining emotional control is essential for cultivating inner peace and balanced relationships. Buddhist teachings provide practical guidance through meditation, loving kindness, and responsible living, three powerful practices that help us manage our emotions naturally and effectively. By incorporating these practices into our daily lives, we can calm the mind, connect with others, and reduce conflicts, ultimately paving the way for a more harmonious existence. Meditation, calming the mind and cultivating awareness. Meditation is a cornerstone of Buddhist practice and a key tool for achieving emotional balance. When we meditate, we create a quiet space in our minds, allowing us to observe our thoughts and feelings without judgment. This practice, often referred to as mindfulness meditation, helps us recognize that emotions are transient and ever-changing. By focusing on our breath or a calming mantra, we can step back from the emotional storm and see our feelings for what they truly are, temporary states rather than defining aspects of our identity. Regular meditation practice not only reduces stress and anxiety but also strengthens our ability to remain present. This mindfulness enables us to catch negative emotions before they escalate, giving us the space to choose our responses consciously rather than reacting impulsively. Keywords such as meditation, mindfulness, and inner peace are not just trends, they are fundamental to creating a resilient mind that remains calm in the face of life's challenges. Loving kindness, fostering compassion and connection. Loving kindness, or metta meditation, is another essential practice in Buddhist teachings that helps manage emotions. This practice involves directing positive energy and warm wishes toward ourselves and others. By cultivating feelings of compassion and goodwill, we open our hearts and build a bridge of connection that transcends negative emotions like anger or resentment. Loving kindness meditation encourages us to repeat affirmations such as, "May I be happy, may I be healthy, may I live with ease," extending these wishes to friends, family, and even those with whom we have difficulties. This practice not only softens our internal emotional landscape but also enhances our relationships. By fostering empathy and understanding, loving kindness helps us break the cycle of isolation and conflict. Secondary keywords like compassion, emotional connection, and metta meditation naturally integrate into our daily dialogue, reminding us that empathy is a vital component of emotional control. Responsible living, aligning actions with inner values. Beyond meditation and loving kindness, responsible living plays a crucial role in managing our emotions. Living responsibly means making ethical choices that reflect our inner values and contribute to a peaceful environment. In practice, this involves being mindful of our actions and their impact on both ourselves and others. Responsible living might look like setting healthy boundaries in relationships, engaging in work that aligns with our values, or simply practicing honesty and kindness in daily interactions. By taking accountability for our actions, we reduce the likelihood of conflicts that often trigger negative emotional responses. This ethical approach to life not only supports emotional regulation but also builds trust and respect within our communities. Keywords such as responsible living, ethical choices, and mindful actions reinforce the idea that when our actions are in harmony with our inner values, our emotional life becomes more stable and serene. Integrating practices for lasting emotional control. The results of emotional control, achieving inner peace and lasting happiness. Imagine waking up each day with a calm mind, free from the emotional storms that once ruled your life. When we learn to control our emotions, we unlock the door to a life filled with inner peace and genuine happiness. According to Buddhist teachings, mastering our inner world is not just about suppressing feelings, it's about understanding and transforming them. This transformation leads to a balanced state of being that permeates every aspect of our lives. Emotional control is a journey that begins with mindfulness and meditation. Through daily practice, we learn to observe our emotions without judgment. Keywords like emotional control, mindfulness, and meditation are essential in Buddhist philosophy because they help us develop the ability to pause, reflect, and respond thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. Over time, this practice builds resilience, allowing us to remain centered even during life's most challenging moments. Achieving inner peace through emotional control means embracing a state of being that transcends temporary moods and external circumstances. Inner peace is not simply a fleeting feeling, it's a way of life, a deep-seated calm that guides our thoughts, actions, and interactions. As Buddhist teachings remind us, true peace comes from within. By letting go of attachments and embracing impermanence, we begin to see that the ups and downs of life do not define our inner state. Instead, they offer opportunities for growth and deeper understanding. Moreover, controlled emotions contribute significantly to our overall happiness. Happiness, in this context, is not about superficial pleasures or transient joys, it's about a profound sense of fulfillment and contentment. When we free ourselves from the constant pull of negative emotions such as anger, fear, and resentment, we open the space for positive qualities like compassion, gratitude, and joy to flourish. In Buddhist practice, this shift is often cultivated through loving-kindness, metta, meditation, which encourages us to extend warmth and care to ourselves and others. This compassionate approach not only heals our inner wounds but also strengthens our connections with those around us. In addition to meditation and loving-kindness, responsible living plays a vital role in reaping the benefits of emotional control. Responsible living involves making mindful choices that align with our deepest values and ethical principles. When our actions are consistent with our inner beliefs, we experience fewer conflicts and greater harmony in our relationships and communities. This alignment creates a virtuous cycle. Ethical behavior fosters emotional balance, and a balanced emotional state enables us to act more responsibly. The benefits of emotional control are far-reaching. With a calm mind and a compassionate heart, we are better equipped to navigate the complexities of modern life. Whether it's managing stress at work, dealing with interpersonal conflicts, or simply finding time for self-care, the ability to regulate our emotions leads to a more balanced, fulfilling existence. Keywords like inner peace, responsible living, and emotional balance highlight the interconnected nature of these practices within the framework of Buddhist teachings. Ultimately, the core message of these teachings is clear: when we master our emotions, we not only reduce suffering but also create a foundation for enduring happiness. Inner peace becomes more than just a psychological state, it evolves into a way of living that influences every decision we make, every relationship we nurture, and every challenge we face. By embracing the principles of mindfulness, compassion, and ethical living, we pave the way for a life that is not only free from the turbulence of uncontrolled emotions but also rich with meaning and purpose. Emotional control is a transformative journey, one that requires dedication, self-awareness, and the willingness to grow. But as you continue on this path, you will discover that the rewards are immense: a serene mind, a joyful heart, and a life imbued with lasting inner peace and happiness. Conclusion: embrace the journey to inner peace. Peace is not a destination, it is a journey, a continuous process of growth, self-discovery, and transformation. Throughout our exploration, we've seen that controlling emotions is the key to unlocking a life filled with inner peace and happiness. By understanding the roots of uncontrolled emotions, such as greed, anger, and ignorance, and by embracing the transformative power of the Noble Eightfold Path, we can begin to reshape our inner world. We started by learning how emotions, when left unchecked, can create turmoil and disrupt our lives. Uncontrolled emotions cloud our judgment and lead to unnecessary suffering. However, Buddhist teachings remind us that our emotional states are temporary and ever-changing. When we recognize their fleeting nature, we can approach them with mindfulness and acceptance rather than resistance. Next, we delved into the root causes of these turbulent emotions. The three poisons, greed, anger, and ignorance, are not just abstract concepts, they are real obstacles that prevent us from experiencing true serenity. By acknowledging these roots, we gain insight into why we cling to harmful emotions and how they drive our negative reactions. This awareness is the first step toward breaking free from the cycle of emotional suffering. We then discovered the practical path to emotional mastery through the Noble Eightfold Path. This holistic approach, which includes right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration, offers a comprehensive guide for transforming our inner lives. Each element of the Eightfold Path contributes to a balanced and ethical way of living, one that nurtures emotional control and promotes lasting inner peace. In our journey, we also explored the importance of daily practices such as meditation and loving-kindness. Meditation calms the mind and helps us observe our thoughts and feelings without judgment, while loving-kindness connects us with others and fosters compassion. Responsible living, by aligning our actions with our core values, further supports our ability to maintain emotional balance and avoid unnecessary conflicts. Now, it's time to put these teachings into action. Begin your journey today by taking small, mindful steps toward controlling your emotions. Start a daily meditation practice, reflect on the causes of your emotional reactions, and make conscious choices that align with your values. Let the wisdom of the Noble Eightfold Path guide you to a life where inner peace is not an occasional experience, but a continuous way of being. If you found these insights helpful, please like this video, share it with friends and family who might benefit, and leave your comments below. Your thoughts and experiences are valuable, and we'd love to hear how these practices are transforming your life.